When people are coming to me with concerns about emotional eating, I encourage them to look at their daytime eating pattern, because if they make sure that they are properly fed through the day, then it really does help to mitigate that emotional eating. They're less vulnerable to make those emotional or reward-based choices around food. So other strategies that I talk about with patients include just really knowing yourself. So if you know that you're someone who tends to use food to cope with strong feelings, what I would suggest is build a toolbox of other non-food related coping strategies to deal with food. So this could include calling a friend, it could include reading a book, it could include picking up a hobby, maybe doing some physical activity, and using those strategies to cope with strong emotions as opposed to using food. There's another strategy. When a person is feeling particularly vulnerable to eat, whether it's because of a craving or a strong emotion, what I encourage them to do is set a timer. Set it for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And it should be a timer that they can hear, something that's going to buzz and just, bring their attention kind of back to the moment. And so it's not saying, no, don't have this food. It's just saying, wait, just hang on a second. And in that 15, 20 minutes, I encourage my patients to just busy themselves doing something else that doesn't have anything to do with food. And the reason for that is because cravings or emotional vulnerabilities, if we can call it that, they can pass. Just like, when you have a moment of stress or a moment of anxiety, and if you just kind of wait it out and breathe it through, it just sort of goes away. Sometimes, if you just wait a little bit, things will work themselves out. But sometimes when that timer goes off and you ask yourself, do I still, feel this emotion? Do I still want this food? The answer is I do. And that's okay. That's when I tell people, why don't you look at the food that you're going to consume, look at the nutrition, just read the nutrition facts and ask yourself, okay, is it worth it? And sometimes the answer is going to be, no, it's not worth it. But other times it might still be yes. And that's okay too. And if the answer to that question is, yeah, it is still worth it, then the third question is, well, how much of this do I need to be happy? Remember, I said our bodies were designed to have this relationship with food. And so if you ask yourself, how much of this do I need to be happy? That way you're at least portioning it out and having just what you need in that moment. And that, I think, takes some of the guilt out of the equation. The last and maybe most important part of this is, if you've made that decision to have this joy food that maybe isn't the healthiest, but that's doing something for you, then savor it. So don't eat it distracted. Sit down, enjoy it slowly, taste every taste, and make it an experience.